What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, the Call of Duty cycle is now in full rotation, ladies and gentlemen. For anybody who doesn't know what the Call of Duty cycle is, basically, every single time a new Call of Duty game drops, the previous one magically becomes a banger. As we all know, pretty much every single year, Call of Duty gets bashed nonstop. And again, rightfully so in many areas, especially with Black Ops 6 right now with the servers, anti-cheat, skill-based matchmaking. There's many things to be said. But when it comes down to the game itself, the core of the game, how the developers are handling it, how the updates are looking, how the content drops are, the actual core of the game, minus all of these scummy practices that Activision puts together, typically everybody looks past all of that, says the game is garbage, the developers don't know what's happening, they're all stupid. And then, like I said, the next year drops, and now everybody magically praises the previous game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are right back at it. And I had to put together this video because I think it's absolutely hilarious because, as we all know, I was one of the many few who actually genuinely enjoyed the game throughout the whole life cycle, gave it tons of praise. I got shit on every last moment of that year, and now out of nowhere, everybody thinks it is hands down the best Call of Duty game ever. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the other day, I saw a post by Blame Truth over on Twitter. And again, I'm not really saying he was one of the people who was talking down on Modern Warfare 3. Not at all. Actually, I remember many times Blame Truth giving Sledgehammer Games tons of credit for, how they're handling the game itself. But he put out a post saying, I can only assume this is ranked by actual players. And if it is, Modern Warfare 3 is currently beating out Black Ops 6 on Game Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, this honestly right here is exactly what I want to see. Before I even dive into the Call of Duty cycle, I just want to say how happy I am right now for the team over at Sledgehammer Games, that they get to witness their banger of a title, absolutely destroy the most recent Call of Duty game that just dropped. The game that's getting all the advertisement, the game that's getting all the content. Don't forget that at the end of Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer Games had to literally sacrifice their end seasons, give us less maps and less content, just to give it to Treyarch to put together for Black Ops 6. Now, as we learned more information, again, these are all rumors. We don't know if it's exactly true yet until it's confirmed, but apparently Call of Duty 2025 is being built by Treyarch as well, which would explain why they needed the extra help with Black Ops 6 when it comes to content, because they were split across 2 titles in 4 years. Activision likes to advertise it as, oh yeah, Black Ops 6 got a full development cycle, but that's not simply the case. If, again, the rumors are indeed correct. If Treyarch had to split between 2 games, that's more so like having 2 years to put together a COD title. But again, Sledgehammer honestly put together Modern Warfare 3 with around about the same time as well. They didn't even know if this game was going to be a full-fledged out game whatsoever. They kept bouncing back and forth between the concept of it being DLC or a full game. DLC or a full game. Yet they came in, and yes, it lacked in many areas. It did. I cannot deny this. Campaign, probably the worst campaign I have ever played in Call of Duty history. Not gonna lie to you guys. It's like right there with the Black Ops 3 campaign for me personally. Even though I know people do enjoy Black Ops 3's campaign, but for me it just... but it was a rough one. And Zombies, although I hear a lot of other individuals enjoying it, it wasn't everybody's, cup of tea, because again, people like round-based zombies, and it just simply didn't really deliver. But when it came to multiplayer, which is my bread and butter, that's what I give a shit about. I don't care about anything else, really. Multiplayer is what I shine in. Forget Warzone, forget all that noise. I like multiplayer. Sledgehammer delivered. Ever since the first day that game dropped, they kept us up to date with everything. Let us know the issues, why there's issues, where, the date that they're planning on fixing some of these issues, right? Things that we have been craving out of these developers for ages now. And they lived up to their word. They resolved the game, fixed it up, gave us tons of content, added in awesome features from the past, like, again, recyclable streaks and all that good stuff, to just make it even more like a Call of Duty experience. They cared about multiplayer. For the first time in ages, they actually prioritized multiplayer basically over Warzone. I saw so much support for multiplayer over Warzone that year specifically. It was beautiful, and that has been something, once again, that we've been begging for years now. I really enjoy that game, and to see that people are finally really giving it a shot and not just igging it, because again, when I was covering Modern Warfare 3, nobody gave a shit about that game. Like I said, I got dunked on all year long for enjoying Modern Warfare 3. Nobody cared about it. Nobody played it. It was irrelevant. To see it finally get the shine makes me so freaking happy because it deserves that shine. But again, let's go ahead and bounce back to the Call of Duty community. Again, I'm not really calling out anybody in particular, but mostly just over on Reddit, in the comment section, so on and so forth. I have tons of proof. If you guys just want to go ahead and, have a look for yourselves, go to my Modern Warfare 3 playlist. Look at all my videos. Yes, there's positive videos and negative videos because that's just how things go. When something negative happens, I have to discuss it as well. But pretty much so many of my videos were just, talked down upon, saying Modern Warfare 3 is once again garbage. Worst game ever. Sledgehammer Game doesn't know how to develop a game. They don't know what they're doing. And then now, out of the blue, if you go anywhere on Twitter, on Reddit, on the Modern Warfare 3 subreddit, board, all that stuff, all it is Modern Warfare 3 is a banger. Best Call of Duty game out of, the recent CODs. The completely underrated experience. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, where was this when the game was in its prime? I see a lot of people saying that, it wasn't like that in its prime, but it was. It literally was exactly like that in its prime. It had its fair share of issues, just like any other game out there that I personally enjoy. Even like X-Defiant here, X-Defiant had a ton of issues at launch. But the developers, like with X-Defiant and same with Sledgehammer Games, gave a shit. And they actually wanted to see the game thrive. And they allowed the community to be a part of that process. We knew everything that was going on with Modern Warfare 3. And if you followed it, if you looked at all the patch notes and you kept up with the game, I think, honestly, the first patch notes were the worst because they did some weird change. Like, didn't they nerf the Striker 9 or something like that for absolutely no reason because the Striker 9 was already pretty bad to begin with? It was a very strange update, but right after that update, bam, done. I don't think there was a single bad balance change throughout the rest of the lifespan of Modern Warfare 3. They balanced out the burst rifles. They brought up all the SMGs to make them playable. The Swarm got, a nice nerf to where it's actually, again, playable, but it's not completely OP. They balanced out the whole game. Yet and still, for the whole year, Modern Warfare 3, got all the way until Black Ops 6, people said they didn't do anything. Useless. Horrible developers. Like, I genuinely don't understand. But again, this is the Call of Duty cycle. Even when it comes down to the maps, now out of nowhere, Sledgehammer Games has produced the best maps ever, all their DLC maps. When in its prime, everybody complained about each and every map that was introduced into, again, the Modern Warfare 3 experience, unless it was one of the smaller maps, like Stash House or whatever it was called, or, what was the one, wasn't it called just Meat? You guys remember those maps. They were all loved. But any map that was medium or larger got criticized for being too large. Even the Modern Warfare 2, the OG Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps were all criticized when the game first dropped. And again, the game was too slow. The maps were too big. It was an issue. Then, like I said, fast forward to Black Ops 6, and now people are making fun of the overly small map designs. And everybody's saying that the maps are way too small, and that Modern Warfare 3 did it perfect. And now out of nowhere, or now out of the blue, the maps are the perfect size. Guys, again, I'm going to say it 1,000 times over, but this is genuinely why I feel like we have a lot of the problems within the Call of Duty world. Because honestly, I don't think people judge the experience realistically. They look at it and they say, okay, skill-based matchmaking is ran through the roof because it's a brand new game. It's unplayable. So that makes everything unplayable. You see, for this channel, I always try to put the goggles on. You could already see, I've already critiqued many of the updates for Black Ops 6. Although Black Ops 6 is still plagued by many horrible problems, right? Servers, skill-based matchmaking, the worst anti-cheat known to mankind. And I think it's a joke that we had to wait until Season 2. Thank God it's almost here. And we don't even know if it's going to be fixed by Season 2. It might have to take until Season 3 because that's what they said as well. So, there's bad things going on, but they have also done positive things. Some good weapon balances. Also they went ahead and removed all the weapon sway, the visual clutter, all that garbage, and they were actually actively hoping that they could keep that in the game. So the fact that they said, screw it, the community wants that, we're changing it, that's great, But a lot of people don't view any of these things because the game is already marked off as garbage because the matchmaking is too freaking thick. I mean, the same thing happened back in the Black Ops Cold War days. I remember the first time I tried to actually give some good criticism, I just got demolished, absolutely demolished, okay, for trying to give anything good to Treyarch for Black Ops Cold War. It was just absolutely insane. And of course, back then I did go right back into just making absolute, these games are trash, Treyarch is trash, Activision trash. I was going to town with Modern Warfare, 2019 and Black Ops Cold War with that style. It took a little later on, in more of these recent CODs where I actually, took a step back and tried to genuinely critique them, because at the end of the day, I love Call of Duty and I want to see this franchise thrive on and be good for, everybody who enjoys this gameplay, especially since we don't have any other alternatives like X-Defiant, which is being shut down, sadly. In order to get that COD fix, you have to play COD. And we want to see the franchise get to a point where the mass population can finally be satisfied with the overall vibes of the game. So, of course, I want to critique the good and the bad. Make sure that Treyarch or, Sledgehammer Infinity Ward know if they do something fantastic so they can understand what's, good for a lot of people. And if something bad happens or lacking communication, things that go wrong, you discuss the bad of it as well. But again, Black Ops Cold War, that wasn't an option, right? A lot of these COD games, that's not the option. A lot of people, they despise them during their prime, ignore all the positives, and later on they'll change their opinions when they can finally go back and skill-based matchmaking feels toned down because all the sweats move over to the newest Call of Duty experience, I don't think people will really say that much about, Black Ops 6, because I think Black Ops 6 is just a very hyper competitive Call of Duty game, so even if it was toned back, I don't know if casuals will really dig it still. But again, Black Ops Cold War, now everybody says it's a great Call of Duty game. Modern Warfare 3, now everybody wants to play this game. It's actually getting, downloaded a ton when it comes to the Game Pass. So, this cycle is mind-boggling, and I'm hoping that one day, because, that's what I love so much about being in the X-Defiant community and growing with X-Defiant. It's what's such a bummer about the game shutting down is that community could view everything about the game, the good, the bad, and everything in between. And although, yes, you got your fair share of trolls who you just, want to see the game just completely die, but, a lot of the people could actually look at the game realistically. Call of Duty, it's rough. Like I said, it's either, you're going to shill for the game or you want the franchise to die and go up in flames. You don't actually want to, really see it come back, but you want to see it just gone. You no longer enjoy the Call of Duty series. It's not really your thing anymore, and you just don't want it to exist anymore. That's kind of what the Call of Duty franchise is. And it's hard to get any really good constructive criticism because a lot of people don't really want to put forward any of that. But again, I'm just rambling off at this point, guys. I just wanted to showcase to you all how well Modern Warfare 3 is doing. I'm very happy to see that Sledgehammer, can have this game thrive and they can get finally recognized for all the good work they put in. And again, I just want to say how hilarious it is that I got destroyed the whole year for enjoying Modern Warfare 3. And now, for some reason, I'm not looking as bad as a guy anymore now that everybody absolutely adores it. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed his video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 Eastern Time. And, of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But, as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.